What's going on, guys? It's Corey from Super Comic Guru 9000, and join me today as we go on a magical journey to something that I have never even seen before. Now, it's no surprise here at Super Comic Guru 9000 that we love our shonen action series such as Naruto, Bleach, and even One Piece. But there's one that I've been avoiding for a very, very long time, and I frankly just didn't know anything about it. And that series is known as Fairy Tail. It's now a pretty long-going manga series and has been adapted into an anime series as well. And I'm a really big fan of the anime versions of these shonen series personally. I do enjoy watching the Naruto anime and the One Piece anime and the Bleach anime way more than I like reading the manga. That's not to say I don't enjoy the manga, I just like to see things in action. And when I heard that Funimation had the license for the series, I got really excited because I knew I'd have a great chance to finally see the series. And the cool thing is they're releasing them in these DVD Blu-ray combo sets, and I decided to pick up the first one. And it details the first 12 episodes. And I'm going to let you guys know what I thought about Fairy Tail. Being that this is the first 12 episodes, I really didn't expect there to be that much in terms of story structure placed in the first 12 episodes. Really, this is just a way for us to be introduced to these main characters of the series, and there are 5 that I really want to talk about. But before, I want to give you guys my little background on what the actual story of Fairy Tail is all about. When the series begins, and particularly the opening, it gives us a little bit of information that this takes place in the Fior Kingdom, which is apparently this place where all these people can learn magic, and there are wizards, and these wizards actually form guilds in order to make money and survive. And amongst some of these guilds, there's one known as the Fairy Tail Guild, and they are freaking crazy. They're known as one of the craziest guilds of all, and they're one of the strongest. And this is, of course, when we're introduced to some of our main characters. The first part of the series, we are introduced to Lucy Heartfilia. And basically, she's a young wizard who's trying to make her way in the world of guilds, and of course she runs into our main character, Natsu, who is essentially a fired wizard, or a dragon wizard. He has anti-dragon fighting abilities, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But the long and short of the first 12 episodes, it's basically Lucy interacting with all of these new members of the Fairy Tail Guild, who all have these incredible abilities, as well as being very quirky and very entertaining to watch. There is an arc that begins towards the end of this set, but it really doesn't get resolved until the next one, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But the real great part about this series are definitely the characters, and like I said, there's a bunch of wizards and guilds in this series, and there are just so many unique characters. But I want to talk about the 5 main ones. There's the main 4 and one interesting little furry friend. But of course there's the main shonen hero himself, Natsu, and of course he comes across as any other typical shonen hero, although what I do like about him is the fact that even though he is kind of dense at times, he does have a lot of competency to him, and he isn't as stupid as, say, maybe Goku or Luffy. And I do like his powers a lot. You see, when he's first introduced, we had no idea that he's actually a wizard, and this is introduced a little bit later in the first episode. You see, he was actually raised by a dragon by the name of Igneel, and basically Natsu himself is almost half dragon himself. He has all the abilities and toughnesses of a dragon, as well as the ability to spew fire, form it in his hands, and all over his body. He can even consume fire, which makes him even more powerful. From what I gathered from the first 12 episodes, he's a pretty typical shonen hero who's basically there to root everybody on and fire everybody up, and he's of course there to fight the big bad guy. He's a really cool character, and I can't wait to see how he's going to grow in this series. Opposite our male lead is the female lead of the series, and her name is Lucy Heartfilia. And the first thing you'll probably notice about her is she's she really is...
How about that side boob? That turn you on?
I mean, she's a really cool character. She actually has some pretty cool wizard abilities herself. She's actually a celestial spirit wizard, and what she does is she has this collection of keys which she basically can use to summon these celestial spirits that will help her in battle. She has things such as Aquarius the water spirit, or even this giant cow man who comes out with a sword who makes a lot of moo puns. It's kind of silly, but it's no crazier than some of the stuff you'd see in One Piece, and it delivers some pretty cool action, and it shows that she's going to actually be a competent character in the series and not always having to be saved. That's not to say she doesn't have those tendencies, and she's easily the most normal character of the Fairy Tail Guild, as she is the rookie of the group, but she's also the character we sort of relate to, as she's the one who's taking all of this in, as we are as well. So this does make her a very interesting female lead. So our main character in the series has fire, so there has to be someone who completely opposes him in the opposite fashion, right? That leads us to Gray Fullbuster, who easily has one of the coolest names ever. He himself is an ice wizard, and he uses ice make magic, where he's basically able to create anything he wants with his ice magic. And that's pretty much all I have to say about the character. Although he is pretty funny and he does butt heads with Natsu all the time, there is one funny thing about this character being that he seems to want to just randomly take off his clothes at times. Pretty weird. The fourth member we're seeing here is Erza, and she is just a complete badass. Otherwise known as Titania, she is just freaking awesome. She is just more proof that all anime female characters don't have to be these stupid stereotypes where they're constantly popping out of their top. That's Lucy's job in this series. But Erza herself is just really, really cool. She's very, very stern and very by the book in the Fairy Tail Guild, and she's feared by pretty much everybody, even Natsu, and she definitely shows off a lot in this set. Her skill of magic is re-equipping armor, where she basically is able to magically equip armor all over her body, or she's able to equip weapons. This is seen a lot in the middle of the first set, and it's really cool, especially her super powered up form, where she's able to take out multiple people at once. But let's talk about the real star of the series, the real main character, if you will. The mascot of Fairy Tail himself is this cute little blue cat named Happy, and he essentially is the sidekick of Natsu. But he's actually very useful. Not only does he have the ability to fly, but he has the ability to annoy Lucy in just about every single episode, and this always makes me laugh. Happy himself is a very happy-go-lucky character, hence his name, and he always just seems to make me laugh. He also has these moments in the series where he'll just suddenly interrupt a scene, and that just catches me off guard. He's just a great character. He's a classic cartoon character, and I really enjoy him. I can't wait to see if his character actually will have some more significance down the line. I know that he has a connection with Natsu that we haven't fully been seeing yet, or something that I haven't seen yet, so I can't wait to see how that's going to change in the future. And even though he is kind of a cute little happy cat, he does have these weird little creepy moments as well.
Your soul is mine.
Fairy Tail does absolutely nothing I haven't seen before. But is it still an entertaining thing to watch? Hell yes it is! It's got a really impressive color scheme, and the artwork itself is very interesting, and all the animations and fights are great, but it's the characters that steal the show in this one. They know not to take this too seriously, and that's what's great about this. Although most shonen series do typically have these goofy moments, they seem to embrace it a lot more here in Fairy Tail, and I really like that. There's a lot of promise for this series. As it's centered around magic, there really is no limitation to what they can do in this series, and that just gets me all sorts of excited. Now, like I said, this is the first 12 episodes, so it's really just focusing on introducing ourselves to the main characters. But like I said, towards the end of this set, they do start to get into an actual arc, and they appear to go to this island known as Galuna Island, where this giant demon known as Deloria is basically being held underneath this ice. And that's where the set kind of comes to a close, giving us a promise that some big action is getting ready to come around the corner. And I'm going to let you guys know what I thought about that one when I get to it, but I'm saving that one for another time. So, all in all, if you're looking for a really cool shonen action series, make sure and check out Fairy Tail by Funimation. Now, I want to stress that when I did watch this for the first time, I only watched it with its Japanese dub. And the only reason for that is that I'm not really a big fan of American dubbing. That's not to say it's bad, I haven't really given it a watch yet. But, you know, if you guys like that, by all means, check it out. You know, do whatever you can to sustain this industry, because God knows it needs help, and God knows it needs really good fans like you guys. So remember, Fairy Tail. Don't write it off because it may seem kind of cliche. This is a great, fun action series, and it has a lot of promise. I cannot wait to see where it's going to go from here. And remember, guys, if you like this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. Boom! That concludes my review this time, guys, and make sure to look forward to my next part when I review the next set in Fairy Tail. Super Kami Guru 9000, out.